What's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Sac City Podcast. Welcome in to another Fun and Games Friday edition here in the city. I am your host, the one and only Vinny Milani, joined as always by Aaron the Mukesiah Mukes, aka my best friend. And below us, we have your boy, Mr. Graduate himself. Who knows if he got the valedictorian or not, because the grades haven't been submitted for Full Sail yet because they decided to have the graduation before the last day of school. Ever heard of that? He is your boy, A.J. Johnson. It's a beautiful April 1st evening here in the city. AJ, how are you doing today?
I bet some of y'all thought I wasn't going to make it back to 2 shows in a row. But a lot of y'all were just like, who's this clown they brought on, giving the Patriots a C for their free agency grade? Why they got him on the show? Hope they never bring him back. Well, guess what? I'm here for the second day in a row, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to chop it up with you guys. Fun and Games Friday is back. I've missed it. I'm hyped. It's a good day. It's a good day. I'm saying I'm hyped because that green light went on. In all honesty, tired as shit.
There you go. Aaron, Mr. Busy, you've had quite the day. You've had quite the day prepping for this show. How you feeling? What's the blood pressure at?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm starting to settle down, and I'm ready to talk some football, man. I'm ready to outdraft you guys. Are we allowing? I think I put this in the description. We're allowing the fans to vote who drafts the best team, right?
Oh yeah, that's how it is. We'll get to the rules and everything in just a little bit. We are drafting the 2021 draft class on tonight's show, getting you guys ready for this coming draft season. This is our first step towards that direction, and why not go back into the past and see how the rookies did last year? We'll draft that on this evening's show, but it is Friday. It is a Fun and Games Friday, and it's a special one because we have your boy AJ Johnson coming back with us. So we're gonna take it back. We're gonna do just like a traditional Fun and Games Friday here, and I'm gonna ask you, gentlemen, what was your favorite part of the week that was sports? And AJ, I'll start with you, buddy.
Well, ladies, gentlemen, for me, the greatest part of the week that was sports was that beautiful game between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets last night, and Giannis Antetokounmpo passes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on this step-back three. Did y'all know a 7-footer the size of Giannis could hit a step-back three like that? Did you watch Joel Embiid try to learn from James Harden day in and day out? Couldn't get it. But Giannis, to tie the game in the fourth, take him to overtime with a step-back three against the Brooklyn Nets in a game that means so much because it was heavy last year in the Eastern Conference semifinals. To do that and pass Kareem on the biggest stage of the night like that, it was epic to see. I'm enjoying watching what Giannis is becoming. It's only a couple of short years before LeBron's gone, and Giannis makes a serious case for the face of the NBA, which would be huge because it's a European we're talking about.
Is he the best player in the NBA?
He's got some things to take care of. I still think KD's better than him. Giannis is one of the most unguardable players in the world, but KD does things he can't do. Giannis does things KD can't do. He's going to surpass him, but today, and I've had this conversation with multiple people, today I still have KD as better than Giannis. Not by much, but I still have him as better than Giannis.
It's his Fun and Games Friday. It's his best thing that happened this week. I'll let him have this moment, but no.
Gotta agree.
Giannis right now is the best. Giannis right now is the best player in basketball.
Ooh, okay. All right. Well, let's shift to mine. I'll take over here real quick. My best thing in the week that was sports, it's the New York Rangers.
46. And Kreider gets
the Rangers went out at the trade deadline and acquired 3 players: Frankie Petrano, this guy right
with
here,
Panarin and Miller,
and Andrew Copp, and
across
Tyler
for
Motte.
Copp.
But really,
He
Andrew Copp
scores!
is the biggest
Back in his home state. It's an overtime winner for Andrew Copp.
Since acquiring these 3 players, and they're all on point streaks. They all have, I believe, Copp has 6 points in 5 games. Frankie V has like 7 points in 8 games. This has been such a great season for the New York Rangers, like kind of like a surprise season. I shouldn't say great, like as in they're the best team in the league. But this has been a very fun season to watch New York Rangers because they're not flashy, they're not fancy, but they're just winning hockey games, and that's just so much fun to watch. Although they are now getting beaten by the New York Islanders, who are not going to make the playoffs. They're losing 2-0, and this feels great talking about this. But the acquisitions from the New York Rangers and their performance has been the best week or the best thing in sports for me. Ooh. Aaron?
I don't watch much hockey nowadays, mostly because we transitioned to this football, and I'm so busy doing football. But yeah, great job for the Rangers. I'm happy for you as a Rangers fan. Yeah, I think mine's better. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take a little back, and we don't have no B-roll for this. I just put some B-roll in there. Check your private chat, by the way. So now I'm good. I'm really caught up. I'm going to take it to my homegrown town right here in Sacramento, California. There's a rivalry going on between Franklin High School and Elk Grove High School. That's right. High school baseball. Of course, I'm biased. My son plays for Franklin High School, and this week they're taking on their rival Elk Grove. And game one on Tuesday, they won 10-0. First time that they've ever run-ruled that school. And Saturday they'll be going for the sweep because as yesterday, they won a big game, down 2-1 in the fifth inning. One of the studs, Mississippi State, Nolan Stevens, came up, hit a 2-run bomb. And then my son, with the go-ahead hit by pitch with bases loaded in the top of the seventh, they got the win 4-3. And yeah, so it's a big time rivalry, big time game tomorrow. They're looking for the sweep. Again, I believe this is going to be the first sweep Franklin's ever had of Elk Grove High School. And I believe in the past we've talked about Elk Grove High School and the amount of product and talent they've put into Major League Baseball with Dylan Carlson and Nick Madrigal and guys like that. So I'm excited for that tomorrow morning. Got to get some sleep tonight, rest up, because I got to bring my A game as a fan dad. Got to bring
your boy's going in the first round, according to Dylan. That's what's
yeah, Dylan. Yeah, you notice Dylan's not on the show much. He doesn't know much of anything about anything, but you know. But yeah, I mean, I'll take it, but I'm also a very realistic person. So
fair enough.
What round do you think your son would go?
He's not a Major League Baseball player right now. He got to get to college, man. I'm a very realistic dad. The fact is do I think he can play at the next level? Yeah, I do think he can play college baseball. That's where we're at now. I don't, we're talking 1%ers in Major League Baseball. Even guys that get drafted sometimes don't ever get to play in the big leagues. So that's an unrealistic expectation. You can dream big, but we like to keep it realistic around here. We're just looking to play college ball, and he's got a couple of years to get that done.
We're rooting for him. We're rooting for him here in the city. We're rooting for him.
The city.
In the city. All right. So that was the best thing in sports this week, something along those lines, whatever the new title is going to be or whatever the title is. Again, we have a great draft coming up in just a little bit, but there were some news. We're not going to be doing a news and nugs today, but there are a few top stories, some that broke just moments before the show, and one that happened earlier on this week that really I don't know if it caught people by surprise, but it was a pretty big deal, especially in the NFC West. It is Bobby Wagner signing a 5-year deal with the Los Angeles Rams. Yes, 5 years, $50 million for the Pro Bowl linebacker, now making that defense absolutely stacked. We saw the reports that came out. He was interested in the Cowboys, and he visited the Ravens and ended up with the Los Angeles Rams. The rich get rich. The rich get richer is what you posted on our Twitter, right, Aaron? That's what it is, right?
Yeah, it's just happened all off season long. Super Bowl champions go out and add a middle, a linebacker that they kind of need. Like they won the Super Bowl, but one of their deficiencies was at the linebacker position, and now you go add one of the best in football. And I wanted to talk about this today because I was scrolling through our lovely TikTok page, and I came across somebody's page who started bashing Bobby Wagner, saying they overpaid for him and that he's not that good anymore, and that he's kind of declining. So I wasn't quite aware of what his numbers looked like last year. And then I had to go back and look and realized he had the most tackles of his career last year. He actually had a very effective season last year. Their defense just wasn't good as a whole. So stop with the Bobby Wagner is not what he used to be. This guy's an elite linebacker. He still has some good running left in him. 3 years, 4 years, whatever it is. This guy is a 6-time first-team All-Pro. at the linebacker position. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's had Defensive Player of the Year votes, and he's done it kind of under the radar, especially when they had the Legion of Boom back there. That was kind of getting most of the attention. So shout out to Bobby Wagner. Good for him getting his payday, and he's on a team that has a chance to win a Super Bowl.
There's there's questions I want to ask about, like there's standard questions, like as me and like what I do, like there's standard questions I ask when like big signings happen. But like to me, when I think about this deal, I mean, it's a no-brainer, great deal for the Los Angeles Rams, and they're already one of the best teams in the National Football League. So it's like, what is this? How much better can this Rams team be? AJ, what were your thoughts when this deal came up and you saw this signing for Los Angeles?
What a way to end March. I mean, we just got done talking about how it was slowing down and it was getting into that dead zone, and bam, $50 million, 5 years, Bobby Wagner. Now, fact of the matter is he'll probably see 2 or 3 of those years, and that's the way they structure these contracts now. But you're getting a guy who has averaged 138 tackles a season for the last decade. He's got the most tackles in the NFL since 2012. You're talking about locking down 3 levels of a defense that we've watched get rid of people each year and wonder how they're going to do it the next season, and they always find a way. So now you're forcing offenses to really think quickly. You got to throw it quick because Aaron Donald's there. You got to be careful in the middle of the field because Bobby Wagner's there. You got to lock down more than likely one part of the field because Jalen Ramsey's there when he doesn't want to, as Aaron would say, make the wrong choice and jump passes. But that, I mean, to start there, we're talking about, what is it? I think it's 15 Pro Bowls between the guys, at least, if not more. So this is a defense that's starting in the right way, and now you can focus on getting some young talent in there because you have really, really solid, fantastic, top-of-the-line elite defensive veterans. So great move by the Rams, smart timing, and now they can focus towards the draft.
Yeah, literally, you just put it perfectly. They now have all 3 layers of the field like just covered with a star. Aaron Donald up front. Second layer, you got Bobby Wagner, and third layer, you got Jalen Ramsey. It's like it's so unfair. And then you have Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford on the other side of the ball. It's going to be so much fun to see LA try and run it back next year. There was one other move that happened that took place just moments before the show that we decided to add to the doc here. Xavier Howard getting the bag, becoming the highest paid cornerback in the NFL with a 5-year, $90 million extension that includes $50.7 million in new money. It is Xavier Howard got paid. Aaron, did he deserve? I don't want to say did he deserve it. Of course he deserved it. But is this an overpay for Xavier Howard?
No, this was a way for the Miami Dolphins to manipulate the salary cap and keep one of the best corners in football happy, right? You pay him, you give him new money, you extend out the contract. It creates cap space now to allow them to be a little bit more flexible. Obviously, to bring it over Tyreek Hill and signing that deal, they're going to have some salary cap kind of things that they have to kind of work around. So that's, to me, what it was more about. It was more about the number and the cap issue than it was about trying to pay Xavier Howard. I think Xavier Howard was going to get paid regardless. But remember, he just signed that deal a few years ago, and he actually got hurt for a minute. But he's always been one of the better corners in football. So not surprising to me. He deserves to get paid. He deserves to be paid as one of the top corners in football, if not the top. And yeah, good for him.
AJ, what's that contract look like now and then moving forward?
So $90 million now, 50 in new money. He's going to be making about 25.3 a year, which is right up there where he wanted to be paid. If you remember, after that 10 interception season, he really started in the right way making noise about being valued, watching some of the way the money was going around the NFL. And they finally did right by him. They had another season, and he wasn't at the same exact level, but he was still one of the best cornerbacks in football, and he was a big reason why that defense and that Miami football team got it together moving forward. I think you'll see it get restructured again, just like these contracts are in the back half of it. But for now, he's getting some $50 million in new money. Ain't nothing to scoff at. So happy for him. Hope he lives up to the contract, and I believe he will.
Aaron, go top 5 cornerbacks in the NFL. No particular order.
Top 5: Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, Tre'Davious White, Marlon Humphrey. Can't think of
Jair Alexander.
He missed a lot of last year. If I'm basing it on last year, You know what? You know who I'm going to give it to? And this is going to sound crazy. Patrick Surtain.
Ooh.
He struggled out of the gate, and he played really, really well down the stretch. And I think right now he's going to take that leap into that group.
Wow. Okay. All right.
This is as of right now going into this season. Do I think they had the best 5 seasons last year? Obviously, or the best 5 last year? No, obviously not. But going forward, I would say those 5 off the top of my head.
All right. Let's play some tunes. And AJ, gonna need you here, buddy. Gonna need you to step up big time.
Okay.
Fun and Games Friday. Your first Friday back. You gotta hit him hard.
Hey.
Gotta hit him strong. Gotta hit him fast. Tell them where they can follow us at.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, head on over to Sac City Pod. Where are you gonna do that at? On Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, where we keep it real 3 nights of the week, and even more than that when football comes. I hope y'all are prepared to watch the boys from the city represent the area code of NFL. Aha, see what I did there? Head over to Sac City Pod, hit that subscribe, hit those likes, and tell everybody that you found your favorite podcast, Sac City Pod, baby!
You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Bravo. I missed that voice. I missed it. All right.
This fool said brava.
All right. Let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it. So what we're doing here tonight is we are redrafting the draft. We're redrafting the 2021 draft. Last year it was a fun. We did so much coverage of it. We really covered it from in and out. And one thing we did is we did this episode already. We already drafted this draft. But that was before that draft actually happened. And this is what our teams look like. Aaron, this was your team. Trevor Lawrence, Javonte Williams, Rashad Bateman, the Muth of Luth. Not a bad team you had here. Really, you didn't have a bad team.
No, my team is legit.
Yeah, and then AJ's team. Even AJ's team wasn't too bad. I mean, other than Brevin Jordan and Justin Fields and Xavier Collins. I mean, it wasn't that bad. And then my team, it wasn't that bad. Other than JC Horn getting hurt, I mean, you still had a lot of potential with this team here. But this was April 16th, 2021. We are going to redraft this entire draft, looking forward, looking back at what they've done, and the rules are simple, gentlemen. It's a snake draft. Aaron gets to decide the order because he is the reigning, defending, Fun and Games Friday champion. We're going 8 rounds. You have to draft a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman, a linebacker, and a defensive back. Only players from the 2021 draft. And the voting will take place on the Sac City Pod Twitter. For you ladies and gentlemen, the poll will be out tomorrow for you guys to vote and determine whose team is truly the best. Aaron, Mr. Winner, decide the draft order.
I'm gonna go with I know what I told you earlier. I didn't care. But the order's AJ, myself, and then Vinny.
Cool. Now I have to change this graphic that I made. All right, cool. This is great. Okay, you do you. Okay, that's great. Okay. All right. Well then, AJ, you are on the clock.
Take it away. All right. Well, for the first pick, most people would say you should go QB here. But I don't want to do that. What I would like to do is I'm going to get one of the best wide receivers out there, and I'm going to go ahead and snag Jamar Chase. And I'm okay with that. Transcendent player, great rookie year. You could argue he came in as a top 5 wide receiver last season, 1,455 yards. He had 868 receiving yards on one-on-one plays. That's behind Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams only in the entire league. Broke the rookie record, was a stud on 14 of the 17 games. Really high-profile season, and I don't think that's a fluke. I don't think it's a flash in the pan. I think we're staring at a really, really good receiver for years to come. I'm going to grab Jamar Chase first and be happy with it.
Jamar Chase could easily be the best wide receiver in football moving forward. Like, that's the thing. That's why this is a good pick. Like, I appreciate that pick from you, AJ. That was a good pick because, like I said, he can be the best wide receiver in the NFL moving forward. Like, Aaron, you brought up Patrick Surtain possibly being in the top 5 this year. When you look at wide receivers, you could easily throw Jamar Chase in the top 5 wide receivers, just as you did with Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, I like the pick. I wouldn't have gone that route, and I'll tell you why when I make my pick. But I mean, you can't go wrong. Jamar Chase, obviously rookie of the year, put up legit numbers. We're talking about a guy that against man-to-man coverage had the most yards, so you can't single cover him because he is going to beat you. He's a really, really good player, and yeah, AJ got a nice pick there. He could have been the number 1 overall draft pick in the draft last year. We've talked about that, so he's very, very talented. Great pick. Is it my turn?
You were on the clock.
All right. So I thought long and hard about this, and I might get some pushback if I do this, but I don't care because, see, I'm about winning, and winning is everything to me. So I'm going to be smart here. My first pick is the guy that AJ loves oh so much, Mr. Kyle Pitts. That's right, Kyle Pitts. The only pick here at the number 1 is because tight end is such a scarce position. You're looking at the second tight end in NFL history to have a receiving 1,000 yards for his rookie year. He fell just short of Mike Ditka breaking that record. This is a guy with a shallow tight end class we saw, and going forward, look, it's him, it's Pat Freiermuth, and then there's a drop off to Brevin Jordan, right? So I'm going to lock that number 1 tight end who could be a number 1 weapon. Lock him up now. Take the best tight end. It was an easy selection for me. I was hoping that AJ would go somewhere else. I was like, you know what? Yeah. He might not take Kyle Pitts because he thinks we'll call him a homer, and I'll get him. And it worked out exactly the way I wanted it. Kyle Pitts.
Well done. Well done. That's a great pick. That really is a good pick.
Yeah, that was the only other place I was going to go right there, and probably could have, probably should have, because I had a list of wide receivers a lot longer. But, there's just something about that man, Jamar Chase, and I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I got something in store. It's cool. Go ahead and get your tight end, Vinny. It's cool.
I'm not going to take my tight end right here, but I have back-to-back picks, so maybe I'll take them after that. But I will take – we talk about players who are the best at their position or could be the best or top 5 or whatever. This player actually is arguably the best player at his position right now after 1 year, and it's Micah Parsons. We talked about it all year. Micah Parsons was so dominant all year. 93 pass rush grade. He was a first-team All-Pro. That right there, first-team All-Pro. That is stuff you don't really do or you don't really see as a rookie. And Micah Parsons did that. It didn't look like Micah Parsons was a rookie all season long. This dude was a dog all season long, dominant. And arguably, him and Trayvon Diggs single-handedly changed this Dallas Cowboys defense all season. You throw in Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence, but Micah Parsons was dominant all year long, finished in the Defensive Player of the Year race. I mean, this dude is that dude, and it's plain and simple. Micah Parsons is my pick. I'm not a homer.
You're not wrong. I thought about going Micah Parsons there. I thought the depth at a linebacker position. I got some guys that I like in that spot. But I mean, Micah Parsons, arguably the best player in the draft as well. Going forward, what he did last year was nothing short of amazing. So that's a great pick to get at number 3.
Yep. So that was the first round. AJ took Jamar Chase. Aaron, you took Kyle Pitts, and I took Micah Parsons. And AJ, you did discuss I was going to take a tight end with my pick, and that's exactly what I'm doing because I am taking the Muth. Pat Freiermuth is going to be my selection. What can I say about the Muth? He had arguably the best name all season long to say on Pigskins and Pancakes during our fantasy football shows. He was 6th amongst tight end in contested catches. He was Big Ben's guy all year long, and I got to give credit. Here because, Aaron, you were on the Muth well before the Muth was a thing. Last year, you were on him saying that don't be surprised when he sneaks up in there. Big Ben likes him in the end zone. We saw it all season long. He was a touchdown machine at points in the season. And like Aaron said, it's pretty simple. It's Kyle Pitts, the Muth, and then everybody else. So I will lock down not only Pat Freiermuth because he's a great pick, but also because he is the last remaining tight end. Aaron, you're on the clock.
All right, Pat Freiermuth, good pick. I like it. My pick here, I think is pretty easy for me as well. I talked about him when I listed my top 5. You got to get a DB in this league. Got to have somebody to cover Jamar Chase. My guy is Pat Surtain. We talked about it. One of the nicest rookies come out of the draft. We talked about him maybe going to Dallas. He ends up in Denver, and what an impact he had. Again, only allowing 60 yards, receiving yards once in 2021. He started out a little bit slow, got really hot late, and this guy is physical. He likes to play in your face. He can tackle. He does everything on the field, and I think he was easily the best corner in last year's draft class. Now, there's arguably some safeties out there that played really, really well. You did not specify corner and safety. You just specified defensive back. I'm going to go with the guy that can cover in a league that requires some covering skills. I'll go Pat Surtain.
Yep. I did not specify between a cornerback and a defensive back because I thought that there was between the two positions. I thought that it was a better pool when you look at DBs as a whole instead of cornerback and then safety. So that's how I went with there. So
we can agree to disagree with that. I almost told you to change it, but it's okay.
Okay, good thing you did.
It's okay. We can talk about it later, but yeah, it's okay.
Okay. All right. AJ, you are on the clock, sir, with 2 picks.
Not bad. Yeah. All right. So for my second pick, I got my outside threat. I think we can still wait on some certain people. So I'm going to go ahead and get my trench guy. And I'm going to take one of the best offensive linemen in the game, and that's Rashawn Slater. Rashawn Slater had himself a year. One of 4 linemen, as you see, to record a run and pass grade of 80+. This dude, only 22 years old, came in the league like a bona fide pro. Has locked down and been a big part of that reason that Justin Herbert's been able to sit back there and throw dimes and throw for 45 and 5,000 yards a season. And he's only going to get better. Rashawn Slater, when he gets going, when he gets to the second level, he's coming with speed, he's coming with agility, he's coming with power. I've watched this man do pancakes 7 to 8 yards off the line, just taking people down. So Rashawn Slater, lock him down, put him on my line, and call it a very happy day for me.
It's a good that's a good pick. It's a good pick. The offensive line position I felt like was an interesting one just because there's it's hard to judge an offensive lineman, right? It's hard for us it's hard for most people to judge an offensive lineman. You judge by PFF, which we don't have a subscription to. Sorry, Bengals fans. But then you have to really watch and you have to study. You have to see what's going on. So Rashawn Slater was good all season long. The second round shaped up like this, even though that says first round. AJ, you took Rashawn Slater. Aaron, you took Patrick Surtain, and I took Pat the Freiermuth. AJ, you're on the clock for the third round. Unless, Aaron, you wanted to say something about Rashawn Slater.
No, I mean, he talked about Rashawn Slater is one of the best offensive linemen already in football, what he was able to do last year. So his ability to be physical, both in the run game and the pass game, he's a special player.
He's a very special player, and he's going to help out my next player quite well. And I am going to go with my guy in the backfield, bona fide stud. Give me Najee Harris. I mean, a workhorse, came into the league. We talked about a horrible offensive line, and he still came in and did the damn thing. Led all running backs with 381 touchdowns. Had the most targets around running backs with 97. Second most rushing attempts with 307. And piled up over 1,200 yards all purpose. It's been a great thing to watch this man work. Of course, you can worry about the workload he got in his first year. But, I mean, if I can get that entire rookie contract and have him running and receiving and putting work in like that, I'm okay with it. Najee Harris came out, and he made a lot of us believers when we thought that he'd be in trouble with an offensive line that couldn't do anything for anybody behind the 5 of them. So give me Najee Harris, and once again, I'll be happy with it.
Good. That's a great pick because I felt like there were guys in this class. Like there were very few of them that you could say that are already like amongst the rest of the league. Like there's no sophomore breakout season that's needed because they have already broken out. And Najee Harris is one of those. So that's a great pick.
That is a good pick. Is it my pick?
It is your pick.
Yes,
it is.
Once again, AJ does exactly what I need AJ to do, which is take the running back that I want him to take. It leaves me the running back that everybody knows I was going to get because I wasn't going to let him fall to Vinny. Everybody knows who's on my team. It's Javonte Williams. Listen, you talked about Najee Harris and the amount of touches he had. I can only imagine if Javonte Williams had that many touches. He led the league in missed tackles forced per attempt. One thing that he had that Najee was not, Javonte was very, very efficient with his touches. This is a guy that this year is going to take that next step as the lead back in Denver, and you're going to see he's going to emerge as a top 5 to 7 running back in the NFL this season. There is nobody else I wanted in the backfield. I wouldn't have, if I took a running back first, it was going to be Javonte. I told you last year before the draft, I thought he would be the best back coming out of college and end up in the NFL, and I still believe that. Javonte Williams, sign him up, Team Aaron.
I like that pick. I definitely do. And it came down to open my mouth and let a name come out type of decision. So I ain't mad at it. I think Najee fits that style that I like a little bit more, just the way he kind of runs that. And I know Javonte is a mean runner. Just some of the things, the highlight style plays, kind of that swagger style that Najee likes to bring to the game. I kind of lean towards that. So that's kind of where I ended up going with Najee.
So that means I don't take a running back anymore, so I can wait on that one. I am on the clock for 2 picks, and I'm going to start things off with taking the other defensive back that I felt like deserves a pick here, because I feel like there could be a drop-off here with defensive backs after Surtain. And this guy, Javon, Holland, the Miami Dolphins. Javon Holland, 69 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 interceptions for this season. He had 5 games this season with multiple disrupted dropbacks, and he played at least 96% of snaps in his 11 games this season. This man was an absolute dog for the Miami Dolphins when he played, and I think that if with the time, with the space that he has in Miami, and he's going to be trusted a lot, I think Javon Holland is going to be that dude for the Dolphins, and he is the second best. And I will give it to Aaron. Patrick Surtain is the number 1 DB out of this class so far. But Javon Holland could be the best safety in the NFL in 5 years. So that I will lock down, and I will say Javon Holland is my pick. And then I've got another one. Oh, man, this one's tough. Actually, I don't think it is that tough because, you're going to see a theme here with my picks. I'm going to keep saying that there's the picks that I have, there's a drop off after whatever player I pick, Freiermuth and then Holland. And now I will go with, let me find his little thing here. Okay. Kansas City Chiefs offensive lineman, Creed Humphrey. Creed Humphrey was arguably the offensive rookie of the year. Obviously, that award goes to the flashiness of a wide receiver, a flashiness of a quarterback or a running back. Creed Humphrey was a pro, a veteran all season long, basically, for the Kansas City Chiefs. 0 pressures allowed in 6 of the last 7 games for them. 17 starts for the Chiefs. 97.7% pass block win rate for a team like the Chiefs who really they throw all the time. I mean, there's the running game is here and there for the Chiefs. But when you have an offensive lineman like Creed Humphrey that you can rely on every single game to protect the best quarterback in the NFL, sign me up for some Creed Humphrey.
Very good pick. That was my choice. There was between Javonte Williams or Creed Humphrey, but I did not want to get stuck with a Michael Carter or Elijah Mitchell or anybody like that, because I don't have full faith that there'll be a top running back in the NFL for years to come. Whereas I feel like I can find an offensive lineman who I'll get to later that can do that started making strides doing that late in the season. So I did not go there, but that's best center right now. He's best center in football, and it's crazy to say that after a rookie because you've never seen it before, but he is. So
yeah, that's what I was going with.
Where do I got to go here? Now I got to figure out what I need.
Your team right now is you have Pitts, Surtain, and Javonte Williams.
Yeah, I know who I have, man.
Oh, okay. Well, you said where do you go here? I was trying to help.
Okay, so this one's actually pretty easy for me as well. It's a receiver, and I'm gonna go the receiver here. And I know there's like a toss up, and people might not like this choice because of who they play for, but I'm going to go with Devonta Smith. You're talking about a guy, and I know everybody probably thought it was Jaylen Waddle, but what Devonta Smith did in that offense with very little help was really, really special. You're talking about a guy that he was 5th most in deep receptions. He had 12 catches of 20 yards or more. He was only getting better, and his win rate off the line of scrimmage was some of the best in the NFL, especially getting open, finding holes in the zone, running drag routes across the field. He ranked in the top 3 that last year. This kid is only going to get better. He is an absolute route running machine. And in the NFL, when you can run routes and you have the speed that Devonta Smith has, you can be effective. I like Devonta Smith going forward, mainly because he's the number 1 target, whereas Jaylen Waddle now maybe takes a little bit of a backseat to Tyreek Hill. You don't see as much from him. He's still going to be special. Give me some Devonta Smith here.
That was the New York Giants pick of this draft. Not because it was a bad pick, but you shocked the world. I thought you were going Jaylen Waddle all day, and obviously AJ's got Jamar Chase, and you've got Devonta Smith. That I will have to think about taking Jaylen Waddle later on in the draft, but like that, I am very surprised you did not, because you were big on Jaylen Waddle all year long. Like you've been a big Jaylen Waddle supporter all year long.
I was not a fan of his coming out in the draft. Remember, I was like, I don't trust it. I would not take him if I was the Dolphins. I didn't trust his style of play. During the season, I really like what he did, but something tells me he requires a little bit more than a Devonta Smith. Like Devonta Smith, I can see develop into a receiver where he doesn't have to be schemed up to get the ball. And I really, really like that in a receiver. I want a guy that can just go out and win. And I think Devonta Smith can do that.
Okay. All right. AJ, you're on the clock.
All right. So I think I have to break the streak here. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to have the first player that does not have any B-roll, but it's worth it. My linebacker will be who I'm grabbing here. I'm going with Kansas City's Nick Bolton. Great player, high motor, high runner. He can run, he can cover, he can blitz. He led the team with 112 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and he's efficient. He only missed 6 tackles on the entire season. He was a big part of why that Kansas City defense was able to get it going down the stretch. Him and, of course, the leadership of Tyrann Mathieu and, of course, the rushing of Chris Jones and Frank Clark. This guy, I mean, we've seen what can happen with the linebacker position when they start this good, what they can be going forward for years to come. So I think Kansas City's got themselves a stud, and I think they're going to enjoy having him for many, many years to come.
That was a good pick.
You mentioned B-roll. His B-roll is still actually downloading on my computer, by the way. So he was on my list. He was on my list. That was he was one of the linebackers I had on my list. But the B-roll did not get done downloading in time, so it did not make it into there. So if somebody picked him, somebody picked him.
So yeah, I got the graphic for it. I got the graphic for it. There it is. Hey. The 4th round looks like this: Nick Bolton from AJ, Devonta Smith from Aaron, and Creed Humphrey from myself. AJ, I'll put it to you this way: for linebackers, I only had 2 linebackers listed: Micah Parsons and Nick Bolton. Those are the only 2 I had listed. So, like, once Micah Parsons, if someone else would have taken Micah Parsons, I would have desperately taken Nick Bolton, like, right away, because I didn't have any other linebackers written. Aaron, I'm sure you have a laundry list of linebackers and players and depth here, because you are just I don't know. But that was the 4th round. AJ, you're back on the clock for the 5th round.
Okay. Do I do it?
Yes, you do.
Something that I make the choice here?
Yes, you do.
I don't think I do.
Yes, you do.
I don't think I do. I'm not going to do it. I'll let you guys dictate it for me. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lock down. No, I'll do it. And I'm surprised. You know what? I'm going to shock the world here. I'm going to take my quarterback.
You can't take Carson Wentz. You can't take Carson Wentz. He's not a rookie.
Oh, well, then I don't want to be a part of this draft. If I can't have Carson Wentz, I'm going to take your guy, Mac Jones. It's okay. It's okay. I know how we felt, and I know how we talked about Mac Jones coming into this league, but he did what he needed to do. He did what he needed to do in this season. 3,800 passing yards, 22 touchdowns and a completion percentage of 67.6 and 92% passing rate. He was a very good quarterback. Now, granted, we can talk a lot about how they schemed well for him. But that's what you need your team to do. You don't want them to just go and hope that you do everything and then they can just come along. You put him in the best position to win, and he did everything that was asked of him and more. He's a quarterback that can manage the game and get right, and I have playmakers. So Mac Jones will be just fine to get us going.
You just lost the whole draft. You lost the whole draft.
Wow.
Mac Jones?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you not pay attention to the rules? Did you not pay attention to it's not just what they did last year, it's what they're doing going forward? Mac Jones? Who the hell is he throwing the football to? The man threw one pass in the game.
And Najee Harris.
The man threw one pass. No, this isn't a fantasy team.
I see what you did there. I get it. I see what you did there.
This is not a fantasy team. The man threw one pass in the game. That's how much faith his own team had in him. One.
That's all he needed to do.
That's all he needed to do. Stop. Mac Jones? Come on, man.
I'm happy.
There's 5 quarterbacks. There's 5 quarterbacks out of that draft you should have took ahead of Mac Jones.
Wow, just like the draft. Oh wait, no, Mac Jones went 3rd or 2nd. Where did Mac 15th, 14th?
There's 5 other quarterbacks. Every other quarterback that was drafted that we talk about, including Davis Mills, all should have went ahead of Mac Jones.
I did think about Davis Mills.
Mac Jones' ceiling is here. Everybody else's ceiling is way up here.
I don't know that we know that that's his ceiling. I mean, his ceiling was lower than what we saw before the season started. We didn't think he was going to get anywhere near where he did.
How
very well?
He didn't. He didn't play well. He played Mitchell Trubisky-esque when he was being coddled and managed. That's what happens when you get a quarterback, a game manager, Jimmy Garoppolo-esque, and they have a running game and a solid defense, and you're not asked to do a lot. Yeah, you can look like you know how to play football. When you're asked to go win a game, that's what we judge quarterbacks on. We don't judge quarterbacks on, hey, can you go out there and hand the ball off
7 in a row?
Times? Great. And then got their ass kicked and was an embarrassment first round of the playoffs. An absolute embarrassment.
Still a very young team. Still a very young team. Not a lot to get going.
Very young. Their defense was one of the oldest defenses in football. And the offense has no weapons.
And they still won 7 games in a row with no offense and a very old defense. When we were like, oh, they're not even going to – well, not we. When someone was like, they're not even going to make the playoffs, they still found their way there.
They didn't belong there. I'm sorry Carson Wentz was on the Colts. I can't help that.
Oh, my.
They didn't belong there. The Patriots had no business being in the playoffs. And guess what? They'll have no business this year being in the playoffs again. Mac Jones. Take him. He just ruined your whole team. He makes Jamar Chase now look like shit on your team because you got Mac Jones. All right, that was funny.
Aaron, you're on the clock.
All right, so this now I don't know if I should wait for my quarterback or not because I thought for sure you would take like Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence. Or
I wasn't taking Trevor Lawrence even though he's good, but I thought about Davis Mills and I thought about Justin Fields. But I was been done. I opened my mouth and Mac Jones came out, and again, happy with
it.
You are distraught.
Okay. Well, then you know what? I am going to go ahead and I'm going to take my D lineman. And this one was pretty easy for me. I don't have B-roll on him either. He was downloading as well. I don't think I finished it. It's New England's Christian Barmore.
That's a great pick. That's my number one D lineman.
Yeah, what Christian Barmore was able to do last year was amazing on that defensive front. And we know Bill Belichick has a knack for kind of finding defensive linemen. I think this was another case where he kind of dropped a little bit. He was 3rd in pass rush win rate with 21% from weeks 9 to 18. He picked it up on late in the season. This guy is a big stopgap in the middle. Give me some Christian Barmore.
Really good pick. That is a really good pick. I get there. I was planning on taking him with one of these picks that I had now. But if you didn't take Davis Mills, then the thing is like you look at Davis Mills, and I'm assuming that this is what you thought of when you didn't take Davis Mills here. Is Davis in 3 years for the Houston Texans? Like that's the biggest concern here. Like when you look at Trevor Lawrence is for sure going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback for the next 4 or 5 years. You look at Justin Fields is most likely going to be the Bears quarterback for the next 4 to 5 years. You can even look at Trey Lance and say, okay, he's going to be the Niners quarterback for the next 4 to 5 years. So me taking Davis Mills here is difficult, but man, now I'm going with what Aaron went through. Damn, you son of a bitch. You're in my head.
If it makes you feel better, though, that's what I went with before I said Mac Jones. They just ran in a little circle in my head.
Yeah, that's fair. But we also, the other thing we also have to consider here is it's a fan vote. So what's going to get the fans vote here?
I mean, I'm be honest. I never think about the fans. Yeah, I said it. I'm picking the best team, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, well, they don't know what they're talking about anyway.
So maybe I will be able to think about this one here, and kind of marinate on this Davis Mills conundrum here. Let's see if the B-roll is in here for this gentleman here. It is not, but I will roll with it. My next pick is going to be my defensive lineman, and I'm going to go with Jalen Phillips. That he's my other defensive lineman that I was going to end up taking. Phillips had 8.5 sacks this past season, 16 quarterback hits. He was arguably the best edge rusher because Christian Barmore is right up the middle. He's that type of defensive lineman. When you look at pure edge rushers, Jalen Phillips was the best edge rusher from this draft class this past season. And moving forward, I think he's going to be doing the same thing for the Miami Dolphins. Man, Javon, Holland, Jalen Phillips, and then you have Xavier Howard and Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins, man, don't have that bad of a team. They don't have that bad of a team.
I told you, Dolphins are set up.
Yeah.
That's why hey, this goes back. Another reason why AJ's pick is trash. Mac Jones is going to be third in the division.
Man, don't be sleeping. Hey, don't be sleeping on your pick.
About the Jets.
Your pick's going to be Zach. AJ's pick your pick is going to be Zach Wilson. So we're going to talk about him in just a little bit, anyways. Oh man,
you already know it.
But hey, that's if I don't take Davis Mills here, which I am gonna take Davis Mills here. It's hard not to go with him. I'm just gonna go with it. Davis Mills is gonna be my back-to-back pick. Jalen Phillips, Davis. It's hard to argue with what Davis Mills did this season, and you can look into the future whether or not he's going to be the Houston Texans quarterback for the foreseeable future. But what he did this season with a garbage team, they had no business being where they were in the standings. He had a 9 touchdown to 2 interception ratio and a 102.4 passer rating over the final 5 games this season. Once he got developing, once he got his feet under him, Davis Mills was the best rookie quarterback in this draft class. He was the best rookie quarterback in this draft class. I know Mac Jones has the stats, but Davis Mills had the talent and did the most with what he had going. Davis Mills is the best rookie quarterback this past season. Whether he is moving forward, I don't know, but I'm going to roll with Davis Mills as my quarterback.
You guys are absolutely crazy. You guys are insane. Neither one of you guys have already taken your quarterbacks, and it's Mac Jones and Davis Mills. No Trey Lance, no Justin Fields, no Trevor Lawrence, no Zach Wilson. All guys that their ceilings like lap Davis Mills and lap Mac Jones because of last year when a team that won 4 games. Listen,
well, you're about to take Zach Wilson. How many games did he win?
No, I'm not now. Listen,
but they're eventually going to take him.
It's not about wins. It's not. I'm not saying it's about wins. What I'm saying is what they did in those wins. It's not like they were special. 16 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. They weren't special. They haven't been special in any way. They weren't highly touted coming out of college. Like
Mac Jones was almost the number 3 overall pick.
I got a question.
Did you just say he was almost the number 3 overall pick?
Yeah,
really? Almost the number 3 overall pick. Listen,
almost.
Okay. What I'm saying is, you guys, if you're redrafting this draft class, and now you're telling me if they redrafted today, you guys would rather have Mac Jones and Davis Mills over Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields. That is absolutely ludicrous and insane. And I don't believe you guys even believe that.
But
that's
you also
what you just did.
What happened this season? You have to consider what happened.
You just told me we take everything into consideration, and now even going forward, and now you're telling me Davis Mills has a brighter future than Trevor Lawrence. You're absolutely crazy. I don't even need to take my quarterback right here, but I'm going to just because. Maybe. Maybe. Linebacker. You guys both got your linebacker.
I didn't want to go back-to-back picks with no B-roll. You know, I wanted.
I'll take my quarterback right here. This is easy. It's not even. It's hands down the easiest pick of the draft now. It's Trevor Lauren. This guy is supposed to be a generational talent. And when you take into consideration the team that he had around him and the lack of weapons that Vinny lamented when he was playing with Jamal Agnew, he actually had an adjusted completion percentage of 69.7 per PFF because, yes, I do have a subscription to PFF. And the fact of the matter is this guy has elite talent, an elite arm. He's mobile. He has every tool you can ask for in his tool bag to be an elite quarterback. He had some games where we've seen that, and then he had some moments where he was a rookie, and we've seen that as well, like we do with all rookie quarterbacks. This is super easy. It's Trevor Lawrence. It's not close. Let's move on.
This one hurts. I didn't think anyone was going to take Trevor Lawrence because of the season that he had, to be completely honest. That's the route that
He's a rookie.
I'm aware.
Not everybody can come in the league and be Micah Parsons, bro.
I'm aware. I am aware, but I thought that would kind of stray people away from him, and now I'm shameful. I'm taking the hat off.
Yeah, take off your hat.
I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. Would you trade Davis Mills for Trevor Lawrence, please?
Hell no. If you want to go back and pick Trevor Lawrence, I would go then somewhere else. Davis Mills would never be drafted by me. If you actually look at some of the Davis Mills numbers, I thought he played well for what he had. But you look at some of the underlying numbers, he wasn't as efficient as I thought he was. He wasn't as good as I thought he was. But at the end of the day, the numbers looked, oh man, he's hanging in there. He's playing pretty well. It wasn't as impressive as I thought. So no Davis Mills. I would have picked Mac Jones over Davis Mills. And I would have taken Justin Fields. I would have taken Trey Lance, taken Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence all over Mac Jones. But
to put this in perspective, I do agree that those guys will probably have brighter futures. However, I also did take into account what I have seen. And the fact of the matter for me is Mac Jones did play much better than I thought he would. And he did enough that I can believe in. People used to talk the way you talk about Mac Jones about Alex Smith all the time. And all he did was put up multiple 4,000-plus yard seasons, never turned the ball over. Granted, he didn't go to the Super Bowl. I get it. Patrick Mahomes had to come in.
Way better than Mac Jones.
But now
Mac Jones is a statue.
Ceiling, though.
Mac Jones is a statue.
Great. He could move a little bit. He wasn't taking off and running all over the world.
Did you not watch Alex Smith play football? Alex Smith was very mobile. Very mobile. What do you mean earlier? Man, you're crazy. You just love it. Hey, Mac Jones. Just keep your Mac Jones pick. Don't try to justify it. It's okay.
Oh, I'm very happy with it. And I already justified it. It was the first things out of my mouth when I said Mac Jones.
I mean, it was wrong, but still, it's okay.
Okay. Okay, Mr. End all be all. Am I on the clock?
You are on the clock, yes.
We're waiting for you.
So I will go ahead and take my edge rusher here. Another one without B-roll, and that's okay. You did fantastic, Aaron. I appreciate you, real deal. I am going to take Mr. Odafe Jason Oweh from the Baltimore Ravens. Great season, high motor, in the right system. A defensive player who wants to just get better. Doing that in Baltimore helps that immensely. 23 solo tackles, 5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. He lived in the backfield, and he's only going to get better. Man, having Zadarius Smith would have been great to put next to him. But, it's cool. I'm sure he enjoys being the guy, which is something he has a chance to be moving forward, especially when that secondary and everyone else gets healthy, and you're just adding that young talent to it. The Ravens, if they come back healthy and stay healthy, that defense is going to be problems again next season. And back to back.
I like that Oweh. I've been a big Jason Oweh fan for quite a while now.
Oweh's a good pick. He too was downloading.
Yeah. I thought you were going to go there when you went Jalen Phillips, because if you had, I was going to go Jalen Phillips. I really enjoyed the Jalen Phillips pick as well. So, you left me with the other guy who I'm very happy to have. I think all I need is a tight end. A lot of people forget what he did at the beginning of the season, too.
A lot of people forget what Oweh did at the beginning of the season. Like,
Oweh was my number 4.
He was game-changing at the beginning of the season for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. Yep. And then hit that rookie wall. Is that what we feel like happened?
Yeah.
Very good chance. Brevin Jordan, tight end.
Oh, no. That's where you're going? Oh, no.
He has to.
I don't have anything else.
Who else is out there? I forget who else is out there.
Tommy Tremble would be the
Tommy
next guy,
Tremble.
really, and that's it. Like, I mean, I
hey, but wait, listen, I do got Brevin Jordan B-roll.
Oh, do you? Oh,
you really?
That's right.
Yeah,
man.
Of course.
My bad. Oh.
Oh,
there it is, Brevin. Yeah, I'm excited to see this tape. This man's got hands, and we said that from the get-go. 70% catch rate, only played 9 games in the season, but this guy is going to be a good tight end, and we're only seeing up close in his ability to be open in the red zone. This guy's a downfield threat as well. Get him on a couple seam routes, and he's going to be that type of guy that can catch the moonshot and take it to the house. Not much going on with the Texans, unfortunately, for him, but hopefully maybe he'll get a connection with Davis Mills this season and be one of the second-year standouts that I'm hoping for. I might draft him in fantasy way late in my deep leagues with like 18 to 20 people way late.
Okay. I got O-line and linebacker left. I'm gonna save my linebacker since I don't need it anyway. I've got my O-line here. I'll take my offensive lineman here. I think this one was pretty easy as well if I can find him. Is he in here? Oh, there he is. Yeah, I'm taking Penei Sewell from Detroit. We're talking about a guy that was highly touted coming out of college. He struggled early on, but just 1 sack allowed after week 6. He didn't allow many pressures after week 6 as well. He started to come on. We saw that get going with the Detroit Lions running game and DeAndre Swift, and even Craig Reynolds came in. Whoever they had at quarterback had some time back there to get the ball to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think Penei Sewell is going to be a really good tackle for a long time in the league. Easy pick after Rashawn Slater and Creed Humphrey were gone.
Yeah, I like that one. He came on. It took him a couple weeks, but once you got it going, it was on point.
Yeah, that's a good pick as well, especially in the future. He's going to be an anchor for that Detroit Lions offensive line. I have 2 picks left. I'll wrap this one up easily. Running back Elijah Mitchell and wide receiver Jaylen Waddle. We will go in order here just for you, Aaron. Elijah Mitchell, he was Kyle Shanahan's go-to running back all season long. I know what people will say. They tried the experiments with Raheem Mostert and all the other running backs they filled in there. But Elijah Mitchell was the most consistent back in that backfield in San Francisco. He's the 3rd best running back from this draft class. It's plain and simple. And then the other pick, I thought you were going with him, Aaron, and it's really a surprise you didn't, because he is the 2nd best wide receiver from this class. It's Jaylen Waddle. He was Tua's go-to guy, and you talk about the future. We talk about the future, what it looks like with the quarterbacks. What's the future look like with Jaylen Waddle? He's got Tyreek Hill now coming in there. To me, I think they're going to be one of the best duos in the NFL, and Jaylen Waddle is going to benefit from having Tyreek Hill take that attention away from him. He's going to be that safety net for Tua, because Tua's not going to be able to throw the ball that far down the field to Tyreek Hill, so he's going to be able to give the ball to Jaylen Waddle. I'm kidding. Don't get your panties in a wad. Jaylen Waddle is my pick.
I'll just say Jaylen Waddle, 140 catches or targets. It's going to be tough for him to get 140 targets again with Tyreek Hill there. And you add in a Cedric Wilson, and they still have Devontae Parker there. Who knows what they're going to do with him? You still have Mike Gesicki, and then some now backs out of the backfield. I think it's going to be hard for him to get that. He might be a little bit more efficient, and he might see some more bigger plays from him. But he was kind of playing really close to the line of scrimmage, and he was a PPR monster. But obviously, he's really, really good. My last pick is another easy one, and I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised that you guys didn't take him, but I'm surprised you said you only had 2 linebackers on your list when this man went under the radar last year, and we talked about him. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Jock, ranked 8th and first to contact among linebackers. This dude gets downhill, and he gets downhill fast. This guy he's only started 10 games. Again, he took a while to get going. He dropped in the draft because of a condition that he says he's fine from now. He's gonna be on the field. This is a guy now playing full-time in Cleveland that you are going to see is a difference maker. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, I'm very, very happy him falling to the 3rd best overall linebacker. Yeah, I love that pick. And there are some linebackers that are labeled linebackers that are really pass rushers, which I didn't include in this. So just so we're aware of that. But yeah, give me some Jock.
That one had me when I was trying to decide on like my defensive lineman. I was like, are we counting like OLBs that are rushing? Or are we only going? I had to make my choice easy, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm looking like poop because I can see myself moving super slow.
I am moving wicked slow. My Photoshop is burying my computer right now.
Okay. I heard. Well, then I'll be quick then too. I'm gonna go with the teammate of who Aaron just picked, and that is my defensive back, Greg Newsome II. This is another guy who we thought had a chance to be really good, and he went to another team with a defense full of young cats who are looking to be great. Allowed less than 40 receiving yards in 8 out of 10 games. He also only allowed 8 first downs when he was the nearest defender, which is a stat that is going to make people see the next year when these guys are getting on the field. Taking him, putting him with Jock, with Grant Delpit in the back, with Denzel Ward on the other side. This is a defense that has a really good chance to be one of the top defenses in the league this upcoming season. They're only a year older, and we watched some of the youth kind of hold them back last year. I'm expecting the experience to be a year older and a year wiser. And if that's the case, you can see Greg Newsome become one of the better cornerbacks in the league from the help of having everybody and so much talent around him.
No Nate Hobbs?
So Hobbs was, I actually didn't put Hobbs. I have Hobbs B-roll. I didn't even put it in there because I didn't think anybody was going to pick him.
He was second on my, or he was third on my list behind Holland.
Nate Hobbs, Eric Stokes, Trayvon Morig were all really, really good. There was some guys that I thought, that's why I said we could have done safety and corner. Because I did think there was enough guys to make that happen. But there was a lot there. So it was hard to kind of narrow that down. I knew mine was going to be Patrick Surtain early if I could get him. So
all right.
But I did want to mention one. Hold on, I want to mention one thing. You talked about edge rushers and like Jason about Odafe Owe. Watch out for Joe Tryon. And we talked about guys that are going forward. He didn't play a whole lot because he was behind JPP and Shaq Barrett. But without JPP there, this dude is on the line and he is a pass rushing machine. Joe Tryon of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he is going to make an impact next year and going forward. This dude is a legit pass rusher. So I like him as well. And then you also talked about who was it? Damn it. Now I forgot.
Pass
well,
rushers?
I forgot.
Yeah.
No, I forgot. Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about for pass rushers was him.
You
but
know who I had on my list for pass rushers? I had Azeez Ojulari on my pass rushers. I know the Giants suck, but if there's one bright spot in the Giants, it was Azeez Ojulari there. I think he showed a lot of potential in this season, and I think that Ojulari is a good pass rusher. I do. But
I know where it's at. It was to Bailey. He got mad because we didn't say Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a good year. Good into the year, but you're not comparing Amon-Ra St. Brown to the top 3 receivers yet. I think Jamar Chase, Jaylen Waddle, and Devonta Smith have still established themselves as the top 3 guys at this point with upside. But Amon-Ra, he did show out. I just wasn't ready to put him in that conversation.
Yeah. He made the bottom of the list for me.
Yeah, he was fourth. He would have been fourth. I mean, it's Waddle.
He might have hit fifth for me.
He was fifth for me. Elijah Moore was fourth for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like the potential more than I get it. I like it. I like it. All right. Let's go through the drafts here real quick. AJ, this is your team highlighted by Jamar Chase, Rashawn Slater, and Najee Harris. Some familiar faces from your old draft from 2021. Aaron, your draft looks like this with Kyle Pitts, Patrick Surtain, and your boy Javonte Williams. And mine is like so with Micah Parsons, the Muth of Loose, Pat Fryermuth. My team sucks. Javon, Holland, and Creed Humphrey. You know what? I don't have the flashy names. I don't have the flashy names.
I'm telling you, you know where you guys lost the draft is taking Davis Mills and Mac Jones, bro.
I think I hurt my draft by drafting Davis Mills. I don't think AJ, especially with the fans voting, I think the popular vote will be like Mac Jones, and then like the logical vote is like a Trevor Lawrence, and then no one's going to want to vote for Davis Mills because it's Davis Mills. But either way, you guys can go vote on this at Sac City Pod on Twitter. Real quick, I want to shout out my boy Chris in the chat. Aaron, you like Arden Key, right?
Yes, we talked about him on Wednesday. I thought that was a huge signing for Jacksonville that kind of didn't even get noticed, helping that defense out. That's a big time signing for me.
There you go. I just wanted to bring that one up here. Shout out to all the fans in the chat. Shout out to all the fans listening to us on all the podcasting platforms. We appreciate you guys tuning in and checking us out. Make sure you please write us a review. Let us know what you think of the show so we can get better. And please follow us on all of our social media platforms at Sac City Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and exclusive content on TikTok. We'll be back again on Monday live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and of course, Roku as part of the Belly Up Sports TV. For my best friend Aaron Mukes and for your boy AJ Johnson, I am me. We will see you Monday.
Peace out.
Mac Jones for president.
April Fools.
We know we were a much better team than we came up and represented ourselves.